Okay, so in the last video we deployed a local Minikube single node cluster, and so in this video we'll continue with our setup of Proud. So let's check the Minikube instance first. Okay, it stopped. I'll start it. Start it again. Okay. Uh, for issuing kubectl commands, I have just like we use alias on Linux, I have created this batch file and put it in path environment version. So this is just it invokes kubectl with n number of parameters. So if there are three parameters, all the three parameters will be valid. So that way, I just have to issue k. So it just like works like alias on Linux. That's one thing. Okay, so now it started. So Minikube status is uh, running. Okay, so now let's check the ports. Get ports. No, okay, all spaces. Okay, yeah. So all the ports are running. I think this one will also come up pretty soon. Okay, yeah. So once the Minikube setup is done now, there are we need to set up one GitHub repo and one bot account. The GitHub repo is basically the repo for which Prow would be configured to do CI/CD, and bot user account is GitHub. Any normal GitHub user account, you can create that account with a separate email ID, and we would be needing two secrets to configure our Prow with. So one is the bot user account's personal access token, and the other is the GitHub repos. The GitHub repo webhook will have to be configured with a HMAC token. So let's see how that is done. So this is my repo, which is basically which we'll configure for CI/CD, Prow CI/CD. So this typically would hold your source code, which so once you raise a PR on this, your Prow will trigger the pre-submit hooks, and I mean the pre-submit jobs will be triggered via Prow, and then your post-submit jobs will also be triggered via the same webhook, which we will configure now on this repository. So in the settings, go to the settings of this repository, go to webhooks, and here I have already configured a webhook. So what you need to do is okay, let's first check what are the details. So in this you have to give a payload URL. So this payload URL is essentially your UltraHook public endpoint. So as part of the sign up process, when you sign up for UltraHook, it will in the confirmation email which you will receive, which will also have the API key. You will receive a public namespace, your own namespace. So this for me is my namespace. So your personal public webhook endpoint in UltraHook would look something like this. So this has to be adapted as per your webhook confirmation registration email. Set the content type to application JSON, and the secret is I'll tell you a little while back. All these settings have to remain like this only. I have not altered these in any way. So this secret is basically you have to create the secret using OpenSSL RAND hex 20. So if you execute this command on your Linux, if you install the OpenSSL package, then it will output a 20 byte key, random key. So this here, I my OpenSSL setup is I believe I have installed it in VC package. Okay, yeah. So let's go here and issue this command. Okay, so open it. So yeah, so just like this, it will create this secret key, random key. So this you have to copy and paste it here. Okay, in the secret. So once you, let's say, if you come here and in the webhook you add a webhook and you give the payload URL as per your ultrahook namespace, which you will receive in the your API key email. Keep this as application JSON, and in the secret you have to just paste this thing. One important thing to note is that please do not commit this secret or the bot account personal access token secret in any of the persistent, either in your own GitHub repository or any other persistent media, publicly available persistent media, because what happens is GitHub basically automatically detects that your personal access token is committed somewhere in your repository, so it will invalidate that personal access token or this webhook. So it's better not to commit this. It's just make a note of these secrets somewhere in your text file, and then your this deployment, prod deployment YAML has these secrets configured. Uh, yeah, I'll just show you. Yeah. So there are two secrets. One is the HMAC token, which is basically your GitHub accounts web, uh, I mean GitHub repos webhook HMAC secret, which you will yourself generate and then associate in the webhook section of your GitHub repo, and that has to be specified here. The other one is the GitHub token. This is the bot user account token which we'll now create. This also has to be configured here. So either you can, once you have generated both the secrets, you can update it here, or you can use this strategic merge patch to apply it at a later point in time. So you can apply the YAML before without having editing the YAML with these secrets. So your pods will start failing. The hook and tight pods will start failing. And once you apply the strategic merge patch, then the correct tokens will be ABCD is just the placeholder. So you have to update these ABCD with the exact tokens. So this was a GitHub repos webhook configuration. So you have to generate the secret using OpenSSL, save it somewhere locally, and then update your GitHub repos webhook section with this while adding a webhook. And another important piece is the payload URL, which you can construct the payload URL from your UltraHook registration email API key email, which you will get. So once again, just to show you how it looks for in my setup is this. So my public namespace is nmap, and this is, I believe, common. And this is I had generated at a earlier point in time. So you just update everything, and then this webhook settings have to be done on the GitHub repo. So now let's switch over to the bot user account. So I'll just sign into the bot user account. So this is my bot user email ID, and this is my bot user account. And here what you need to do is you need to go to settings, go to developer settings, personal access token. Here if you see, I have already created a bot personal access token. So how it works is you need to click here, generate new token, okay, and just give anything, any note. This is just a tag which is associated with the PAT token, personal access token, and select all the scopes. You can just blindly select everything because although Prow's GitHub documentation has specific scopes for which you can enable this, but for now we just enable this and then generate the token. Once you hit generate, what will happen is it will generate the token, and the token ID, which will look something like the HMAC token, will be temporarily shown for a brief moment of time. So you need to copy that somewhere and save it. Okay. So what I have done here is, so this is my bot account. Now let's sign out from here. So I have generated the PAT token and on the bot account, and uh, so PAT token needs to be generated on the bot account, and the GitHub repo, which is a different repo, we need to associate the webhook section with the OpenSSL HMAC secret. Save both these tokens somewhere in Notepad, and then what you can do is you can either edit this Sartor YAML and replace these XXX with the respect to this HMAC token is the GitHub repos webhook secret which we created using OpenSSL command, and this GitHub token is the PAT token of the GitHub bot user account. Okay, which will basically so bot user will basically proxy for as a user. I mean, it will send messages back to the GitHub repo, CI/CD messages back to the GitHub repo, and do PR merging and on its behalf and things like that. So you can either update this YAML file before deploying it, or you can deploy this YAML file and do a strategic merge patch at a later point in time. So what I have done is I have in my C drive, yeah, I have in my C drive created two files which are holding these secrets for my repositories. Okay, so of course I'm not going to dump it, but their contents look like this. So you have string data, HMAC ABCD. ABCD is basically my actual HMAC token, which I had generated using OpenSSL on similar lines earlier. And GitHub token is again string data, token, and ABCD, the actual token which GitHub generates for the bot user when you create a personal access token, PAT token for the bot user. So with these two files in place, what you can do is you can just issue kubectl patch secret HMAC token after you have deployed this, because then this secret would have been created, but it would be holding an incorrect HMAC and token values of ABCD. So this strategic patch merge patch would update the HMAC token and the GitHub token with the correct values. Okay, so this can be issued from PowerShell. So we'll do that now. So let's deploy the prow, and so before we deploy a prow, we have to grant the current user admin access to the cluster. So let's clean up a bit and just keep only the relevant keys open. Yeah. So all the so my YAML files are all ready. I mean, the secret YAML files are all ready. So what I'll do is, so since I can just use k customer manager, okay, so this is basically granting the current user admin access in the cluster. Okay, created. Now, what we need to do is we need to, I'll go to this repo which I've cleaned, just holding my YAML file, and I'll apply uh, the YAML file k-apply starter. Okay, and let's see what happens. Yeah, so it will give you some warning, which is okay, because I believe the YAML, this original S3 YAML was created based on the S3 starter template, and it has been adapted adapted little bit, but is basically the same. It uses Minayo for S3 storage, and because nothing in this S3 YAML is basically dependent on a cloud provider. So since Minayo is a S3 compatible storage service, we are using that. It has a specific container for that, and yeah. So there will be a couple of warnings because certain specs are using outdated schemas. So which is okay. It works with that. So once this thing is deployed, let's check how the pods look. So all the Prow pods would be created in the Prow namespace. So let's check the pods. kubectl get pods. Okay. Okay. Hyphen and check in the Prow namespace. Yeah. So if you see, I mean, few of the Prow pods are running, few are have gone into a crash loop back off. So we know. So typically, what you would do here is you would check the k uh, logs hyphen and Prow. So message data configuration, this is fine. Bad credentials. So if you see, I checked the deck logs and it's saying error, authentication error, error getting botnet, fetching botnet for GitHub. So basically, I mean that we deployed the YAML file with this ABCD XXX token, which is not correct. So now we'll just do a strategic uh, merge patch, and so for that we open PowerShell, and so this command is specific only for PowerShell. On if you're on a Linux system, I believe there is a different command for that. As in, I mean, this at least this portion of the command is slightly different. So it should be quite straightforward. You can just look it up on how to do it in on Linux, but on Windows this is how we'll do it. Okay, so we will come here, and so let's go on the C directory, and let's give k patch equal, okay, k patch is a token for a file. No change. I just say no change. Okay, I believe issue with that. Okay, token, no change. Okay. Okay, I'll just pause the check the HVAC tokens. Okay, anyway, let me check the HVAC tokens here. So is the value correct? Okay. Okay. It should basically say updated. It's saying no change. One second, let me just try. I have deployed this. This is string data token, string data HVAC. Okay. So string data HVAC is string data token. That's fine. Okay. Okay. Fine. Let's just okay. Okay. So this is the IP address which Molecule has assigned. What we will do is just come here, create a filter yesterday name, and then change it to IP. Okay, and let's see the dashboard. So open the dashboard. Okay, to open the dashboard, we want to do this dot useful proxy. So this is proxy dot. Yeah, okay. The dashboard at least is up and running. So let's see the ports. Let me use and ports. Okay. So tech is again let's check the secrets. This is see this is not correct. This 4 byte is XXXXX, which so that strategic merge patch did not work actually. So these 4 bytes it's showing. So we'll edit it here itself, and I'll later check why that did not merge. So I probably have missed out something. So let's take the values from here. Type hmap, hmap, and type GitHub token. So what is this? This is GitHub token. Let's take this one, click it here. Okay. So you can do it this way also. So that strategic merge patch is from command line. You can update it here as well. And here and secret. Let's go to secret. Here's the so this is saved. Now if you check after some time, you get first info. I mean, they should stabilize at least the last. This thing should go. Let's check here. Okay. Let's see what's the status now. Still limited. After some time, let's do one thing. Let's do mini view stop and trace this. Trace this. And start it again. Mini view start. Okay. So make sure that I mean your Minikube IP is set in the host file so that your this envan.pro.com is what would be accessible. So this would be is defined in the I mean this host name is used certain places. So like this. So this should be pointing to your Minikube IP via the host file, the public IP of the node. Let's wait for this to come. Why didn't this work? Okay, let's okay. Oh, I think we start. Yeah, I think this has to be in admin account. One second. Yes. We had started this as admin. Create file secret admin token close this proud patch get content of which might token not really follow. Okay. Okay, this used to work. I'm not sure why it's not working right now. Maybe it's part of this. So for now, you can just keep it, edit these tokens to tokens via the Kubernetes dashboard. And okay, so this is started. Wiki get launch and run. Okay, so now everything is up and running. And this is what we basically need. So let's start mini queue. Okay, start KVM. So start KVM. See, just get the dashboard one more time to ensure that this right. So basically, I mean the summary is that the major thing that you need to do here is, I mean, somehow get these two secrets into the system. That can either be done via this merge patch, which apparently didn't work for us today. But then you can always launch the dashboard via after starting proxy, Kubernetes proxy, and then switch to the prong namespace, go to the secret section, and edit it here manually. So that way, everything would be fine. Now, so this is uh, your your configuration which has been deployed. So the end result is that all these pods should be up and running. In the next video, what I'll show is I'll show you how to submit jobs. What happens when you initiate a commit on the GitHub repo, and then I'll show you how it triggers the ultra hook. We'll because in currently we have not started ultra hook endpoint here. So although these pods are working, but there is no entry point for GitHub to talk to from. So that would basically mean that we need to start the UltraHook service running here, which would be the other end of the public UltraHook proxy. So currently only one side of the proxy is up and running. The UltraHook can receive GitHub events for if we commit to the GitHub, but UltraHook does not have anything listening on the other side, which would basically consume the event. So in the next video, we will set up the UltraHook UltraHook GitHub sync on our local host, and then we'll show how these things all fit together to and how pre-submit and post-submit jobs are triggered.